Hello. So I work at a hotel, and I'm here to tell y'all hotel stories. My name is Ariel. Haha, I'm not sponsored, which is kind of pretty awesome. I'm not mad about that. So this one's really old. It's one that, like, I had just began working at a hotel. It was the first time I had ever been at one. And, alright, so it was sketchy. It was a fucking ghetto hotel. And it was one of the ones where you're locked in and the guests have to, like, talk to you through a window. So 6 o'clock in the morning, I hear banging on the bulletproof glass, and it's a kid that I recognize, and he was like, "Oh my god, you have to let me in, you have to let me in, you have to let me in." He was terrified. I was scared for him, so I let him in, and he proceeds to tell me a story about this guy who has a knife, and every time he, like, rounds the corner, he pops out with this knife, and he's trying to rob him or something. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't think it really matters, like, what the actual motive was. And you'll see why in the end of the story. So he tells me that, and I'm like, fuck, that's terrifying. So he gets a shocked look on his face, and he's like, "Yo, I just remembered I left my wife in the room, and the door is not locked. It is propped open." So I haven't seen knife wielding guy, and I was like, okay, all right, hear me out. You book it to your room. I will be your backup. Which was stupid. That was a dumb fucking idea. Like, how am I going to cover him if I can't do anything about it? You know what I mean? I thought maybe he was hallucinating. Maybe. No. That's definitely not what was happening. So he gets about halfway to his room, and old boy pops his little fucking ass out from behind the goddamn wall with the knife. Oh, you know, lobby guy is, he's going faster than he was when he stepped out the room. And so they get to the room at the same time, but the person who was supposed to be in the room gets in there just in time for him to kick the door open. And all I can hear is his wife screaming, "No." So I call my boss, because they're not a fan of the cops being called. And I told him what was happening. He was like, "Oh, he's not supposed to be there anyways." And I was like, well, why didn't you tell me to call the police? Because there's clearly a violent human being trying to hurt this person on your property. Now, I didn't know any better. I didn't know how procedures were handled for hotels. And honestly, that was really dumb on my part. But what? There's a violent offender trying to hurt a guest of ours, and you're just like, "Let me wake up. I'll be down there in a minute. He wasn't supposed to be here anyways." It doesn't fucking matter. I felt like my life was in danger, and I felt like my guest's life was in danger. That should have been enough, to be honest. And I'm done telling the story because it makes me a little mad.